Okay, welcome to Salvation Road. I think it's the fourth or the fifth episode. Um, Figuring out the game, and trying out the true solo version. Uh, yeah, so broken wrists. What does that mean? Sprained wrist, sorry. Sprained wrist is must drop a resource. Okay, drop the jerry can. It's far too heavy. Placing it in their location supply or in the truck, if on the compound. So it's okay. So she drops it, and that's the nice thing. She drops it in the location. Characters at the compound must instead add a single marauder to the fence. Uh, yeah, not sure when these marauders how that works because where was it? We had this apocalypse phase. And what it says is the marauder reinforcement. So you always have to place marauders depending on this card. It is the number of marauders placed to the fence as indicated on the cards. Okay, so we have two marauders for Susan because Longy is in the compound, and there are two marauders. That's it. And then each character must reveal a wound. That's what he did. It was this wound. Characters at the compound ignore these effects. So that this is resolved. Alright. Then we have it's quite an unwieldy document, this rulebook. It should not be square. So then death means a variety of negative effects outside the compound. The effects of death cards, that is only the effect line, I think. And yeah, it's a bit vague. Okay, bikes before buggies, that's fine. Then we have pestilence and famine, and how to prevent it. Okay. So for death you have to be in the compound. For war you can choose to take a second wound. For pestilence you can use the med token to cancel the effects. And for famine you can spend a food token. So they all have their uses, and depends on what you draw. For the refresh phase you take all activation markers and move them off the character boards. If there are any location use markers, move them to the sides. So the activation markers is the round things to identify which took his turn and before anybody else. Round things, and location use markers is the things with the cross. And if all living characters are at the compound, players may begin to consider their journey to salvation. If the final apocalypse card, if the players decide not to depart, the first player passes away, and new round begins. So then we have questions because the thread, when does the thread start? Let's see. Here's an example. And this example explains that Rashid is a screamer, so you have to roll an additional threat die if possible. But this is not explaining how it arises. Let's see. We also have a lot of different actions. So let's say that this is the case. Then we can gather, take one resource from the location supply and place it on the active character card on the open health circle. You can use two of the following actions. So it is move, gather, search, rest, fight, shoot, heal, recover and transfer. Okay, cool. And for heal you need to you need to spend a med token. We don't have med token, so we cannot heal Susan unless we find it first. So Susan wants to go to the compound because then she can rest and remove a face down wound token from the character card. We also have knowledge about the next apocalypse thing. It's an insect swarm. We placed 2 marauders, depending if both are at the compound or not. Oh, each character takes 1 wound. So also for this we need a medkit. So I think the most sensible thing is to have Longi go to this location, reveal it. So this is the move action. It's a breach reactor. That doesn't really sound well. Take 1 wound, take a resource from the supply and a matching resource from the pool. That is the action. Okay, so you can choose if you take this action. We don't do that, I think. I'm just going to draw a search card. So this is the next search card, and it gives us not what we wanted. What we wanted is medicine. So ammo. That's 2 ammo. And a soup can. Wasn't there an art guy that made these pictures? What was his name? Andy Warhol or something. Okay, so Longi has 3 spaces filled now. That is his first action. What also can we do here? We can gather to take a resource from the location supply. We're not going to do that. We can search, so move that marker 1 space, draw, search. So for searching, you draw and you resolve the search card. But what is resolve the search card then? Draw a search card. draw a search card and resolve the search card. That is this search card. So then you can do it again, but we will be outside of the compound, and then we have the insect swarms. They give me 1 wound, but I can handle 1 wound. Both can handle a wound. So let's do the search action again. That will increase the threat marker. But we draw another card. Maybe this is stupid, but hey, it's a practice session. Okay, 2 medkits. Great. So that's fantastic. This is death, and death can be mitigated by, what was it? Death can be mitigated by being in the compound. Uh-oh. Okay, 2 mats soup. So that's for Longi. He is filled and he can take 1 more wound, so that's not an issue. She will go immediately with a move action to the compound. So that is our action phase. Then we have the threat phase. That means that you roll threat for every location plus the threat marker, so that's 1 guy and 1 threat. It's 2 dice. And oh, I didn't take that into account because you could maximum have 2 wounds, but fortunately, let me show, it is 1 wound. So we take 1 wound, but we do not resolve it, and that means that Lungi is filled. And that is the end of this phase. Round 2. Okay, bye.